Outside the scope of our mental health, we need to understand what procrastination is and what it isn't. It's different than simply avoiding a task because you're waiting for someone or something. A university professor in England defines procrastination like this. Procrastination is the voluntary, unnecessary delay of an important task despite knowing you'll be worse off for it. So why do we stress ourselves out and wait until the last second? Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back, my loves. If you're new to the channel, hello to you too. On this channel, we talk about personal growth and development, and in today's video, we're going to talk more about procrastination. I know I posted a video last week about procrastination, however, that was getting stuck in comparing. So that's also a reason for procrastination. That was a whole video in and of itself. So hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, grab some water, and let's chat about it. Like I mentioned before, we talked about the comparison rat race last week. Now, the reason that relates to procrastination is because we can get stuck scrolling on social media, looking and comparing our lives to other people's, when we can really just start doing and creating that life for ourselves. When we procrastinate and rush to complete something, we often will not perform at our best and make a lot of mistakes, which causes us to stress out even more. And then we get in this vicious cycle of being hard on ourselves and feeling woeful and then delaying the next project. The most common reason for this has to do with the emotional self-regulation. Hence why I mentioned the comparison game last week, because we can get stuck with comparing ourselves to other people, and that just causes negative emotions, and then we're just stuck feeling sorry for ourselves. So it's kind of our lack of ability to manage our negative emotions around certain tasks. So if it feels overwhelming or comes with a lot of anxiety, we are likely to avoid it at all costs. So low self-esteem, also a contributing factor to procrastination. So we get stuck in that frame of mind, we get stuck in that vicious cycle, and then we don't complete a task, and then we feel bad, and then we just do it all over again, when we can simply break out of that. Instead of getting stuck in that mindset of, I will never be able to complete this task, or even trying my best is still not going to be good enough, try to flip it. Try to think, okay, I'm going to put my best effort into this, and if it doesn't come out perfect, that's okay too. I tried my best. That's a win I can celebrate. So keep shifting the negative to the positive. I promise you, it sounds so corny, but it really does help. Once we've identified the problem with our procrastination and what it stems from, we can then start figuring out how to actually stop procrastinating. A lot of the things that keep us from procrastinating, I said, were emotional and self-esteem based, and that is so true. So we can start by practicing some more self-compassion. When we don't start on things, it can often leave us feeling guilty and like we're letting other people down, which leads to more negative thoughts and us being hard on ourselves. Just like in my previous video, no one asked you to be perfect. No one's asking you to be perfect the first try, so get that idea out of your head. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. You are not the first person to procrastinate a task. And yeah, you could have started sooner, but what was the sense in beating yourself up over it now? If you are enjoying this video so far, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell. He gets a bit lonely, but it's a free way you can show your support to my channel and be notified of the next time when I post. I do try to post weekly. Once we've squared ourselves away, we can start attaching meaning to our tasks. One of the best methods for me has been attaching a meaning to my task, so making it an intentional task. So write down why the task is important to you. Does getting the task done on time help others? Does it help you avoid a bad grade or a penalty? How does completing the task add value to your personal growth and you as a person? Starting small is also a really great way. Words are hard today, gosh. Starting small, great way. Baby steps. We can become so overwhelmed by the multitude of tasks, which often lead us to avoid them completely. If we can break the task down smaller, then we should, especially if we've been avoiding it. Once the task is easier to complete, it can be less stressful to start on the small things. Allow that sense of accomplishment from that first finished task to continue into the next thing, and before you know it, you have a whole project done. So choose what tasks to complete first. I personally like to get all the unpleasant tasks done and out of the way first, which will lead into the end of this video. But by completing the other enjoyable tasks, they're kind of rewarding to do. So now, I might not like to start the unpleasant tasks at first, but I know some of my friends like to do all of their small tasks first and get hyped up to do the bigger tasks. So it's really personal preference on where you want to start. Avoid interruptions as best as you possibly can. It can take at most 30 minutes to refocus your brain on a task, and it's so easy to get distracted by our phones, friends, family, and social media. So this is where the do not disturb functions on my phone come in handy. Whenever I'm working on a task, I have a specific focus mode that I will put my phone on. This way I avoid distracting notifications. I also recently deleted some apps off my phone that were not helping, like Facebook. I deleted the app from my phone because I spent way too much time on it, and I only have my social media apps now on my iPad. So my iPad is actually more of my social media apps than my phone. However, I replaced the apps on my phone with other apps that contribute to personal goals of mine, like the Kindle app, because I often forget to put that thing in my purse. I also downloaded the Duolingo app to refresh up on some of my French and Spanish from high school. But yeah, I just keep the two separated. So when I'm on my iPad, I'll play on my iPad, and when I'm on my phone, I'm more focused on myself and work. I also turned off most of the notifications for my apps, so a lot of my apps don't even notify me until I log in or open them, or sometimes they'll just deliver quietly. The next thing that we're going to talk about, I'm so guilty of this, and I am not pleading the fifth. I get really stuck with needing to clean my space before I can really begin any work, and then I spend the whole day cleaning and reorganizing furniture, and before I know it, the whole day is gone. Which, yes, productive, but not for what I need to get done. So to combat this problem, I set a 20-minute timer to just straighten up my space. The timer goes off, a candle is lit, a coffee is made, and I go to work for the next 12 to 14 hours. Yes, I'm being serious. I sleep 4.5 hours at night. It's insane. I don't know how I function. Now, one of the last things that we need to do is we need to reward ourselves. Like I mentioned earlier, reward yourself, celebrate your wins. There's actually a principle called the Premack principle, and it's the best way to describe it is something someone wants to do because the reward for something that they don't want to do. Parents and teachers often use this method on children. So if you do the dishes, you can go play video games. If the class passes the exam, we can have a pizza party. I don't know if anyone else's parents and teachers did that, but ours did. Last but not least, if things seem to be getting overwhelming, don't be afraid to ask for help. I am, again, guilty of this. I don't like asking for help, but make your goals known to your friends and your family. Even posting it on social media, ask them to hold you accountable to your goals. Psychology actually says when we make our goals known and make it public, we have this urge to stick to them more because there's a fear of public embarrassment. Can you imagine? Comment below what your goals are and let's check in with each other, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you stick around and hit that subscribe button. Check the notification bell as well for the next video. The full-length version of this painting is available on my Patreon page as well as all of the process photos, and I will be shouting out my new Patreon subscribers in my next video, so be sure to check the description for my links to all my social media pages where you can follow me for updates. And last but not least, as always, if you try to recreate this painting, please tag me. I would love to see it. Until next time, stay happy, healthy, and healing, my loves. Bye!
Drinks I can't afford.